Okay, in the unit 1, you will be going, pathway 1, you will be going to introduction to Kotlin, set up Android Studio, and build a basic layout. In today's session, we will be covering this unit 1, and after this, you are supposed to go through these units and do the remaining exercises and quizzes. So these are the pathways. Whenever you open a unit or pathway, so you will be going through these different things. It has code lab, video sessions, and quiz also. I'll give you 2 minutes to explore the pathway. First pathway. Don't start solving the pathway. You can just visit for as of now. Can I get a good to go if everyone has figured out the link and the pathways? In the chat box, please. While exploring, you will find there would be a quiz also. So whenever you complete every step of the pathway, you have to pass the quiz. And if you don't pass the quiz, they would be like, again retest of the quiz. Okay, so whenever you complete a unit, you will be earning badges in your developer profile. These badges you can just be helpful to you because multiple of badges can increase your developer profile. This is the Google developer profile. For those who don't have a Google developer profile, they can create it right now also. Okay, so Google developer profile link is there in the chat box. You guys can have five minutes for this thing. Just create a profile of yours for those who don't have one. I hope everyone has created its developer profile. You can write done in the chat box after making one. So now we move on to session overview. Okay, what is Kotlin programming language? Use Kotlin to start writing Android apps. Kotlin helps developers to be more productive. So in the further slides, we will see how we will be going through like Kotlin language. Kotlin Playground. Okay, so for this, you can download the Android Studio. And for those who haven't downloaded it yet, for the basic codes practice, like to run basic Kotlin code, you can use Kotlin Playground for that. So a series of instructions for a computer to perform some action. So this is fun main, like a normal code which we use, right? Function, define how to define a function, and then a printing the statement hello world. So this is the Kotlin Playground. You guys can try it right now using Kotlin Playground link, okay? This code. You will be getting the output hello world. So moving on to the main function, the function start here, which is the highlighted part. What are exactly function? A function is a segment of a program that performs a specific task. You can have many functions in your program or only single one, depends on your choice. Defining a function. So as I told before, fun is used to define a function and the name of the function. And this is the function name. Display introduction is used as a function name here. And the parenthesis is also compulsory part of it. So curly braces is used for the body of the function. Putting it together, the function, we have already learned what is function, right? And the function name with the brackets and the parenthesis, okay? So how do we get this output? So we are supposed to use println for that and the same string which we are going to use. So what is variables? A container for a single piece of data. So a kind of container like which you use to store sugar, different things, right? That's a container. And every single thing which we contain it is the value of it. So for name, we can use different names. See, my name is Dash and I am age this year old. Okay, so name and age, these can be vary person to person. So these are the variables. See, for example, name value and age value. And again, name and age can vary accordingly. So what are the basic data types in Kotlin? So Kotlin has string. It is used to store text. Like example we have given here. Then int we have whole integer number, double decimal number, Float is used for decimal number with less precise than a double, okay? And Boolean is used for true and false. I hope it's clear, the basics. Okay, this is the Kotlin playground. For those who are unable to see it, you can use this play.kotlinlang.org and you use run button to print the output. Again, I repeat, fun. This is how we define it. We can write the name of the function if we choose to. A main we can use for general functions, and then the println to print a statement. So this is how you have to do it. I hope everyone is with me at this point. If there's still any doubt, you can post in chat box. So moving on, defining a variable. So what is val keyword and var keyword? So val will be using when you expect the variable value will not change, okay, which will be constant. So for example, like name, okay, so name doesn't change for during the time span, or some constant things which are not going to change in future. And for example, age. So example is var, okay. Var is used for the things and variables which is going to which is going to change over the time. Like age, like after 1 year, my age is 20, and after that 21, like that. But my name is Mansi, right? So my name is going to be constant. So we will be using val and var for the age. So defining a variable. Variable starts with val or var, right? So function, display introduction, and val name, string, and the name, okay? And val age int 28. So val, again I repeat, val is used for the things which are not going to change, and var for the age which is going to change. So how do we define it? All variables must have a name. So after defining a val, we have to define the name of the variable also. So here the name of the variable is name itself. And after that, we have to define the data type, the value which we are going to store in it. Okay, so putting things, all the things which we have learned from how to make a function, val and var, we are going to use this in the Kotlin. So now there is something missing in this, the main function. Okay, the main function is important because this function is it's defined by us. So for that, we are going to use this function main. So this will give you this output. You guys can use Kotlin Playground right now and just try this code out. After you have tried this code out, type done in the chat box. Write done in the chat box after you have tried this code in your Android Studio or in Kotlin Playground. So after done executing this, let's get started with the official website of this Android Basic Compose, which was shared in the chat box. In a Google developer profile, you have to go to the unit 1, okay? And this is the unit 1, your first Android app. This is what you see the screen as. You guys can do along with me right now. After unit 1, you have to do the unit pathway 1, okay? Introduction to Kotlin. 6 activities will be there. So this is the Android Basic with Compose course. This is the unit 1. As I've told you before, you will be earning badges on your Google developer profile after this. So you have to click on explore. This is the pathway 1. And you have to do this after the session, okay? The code lab, the videos, and the quiz. All I've covered, you have to cover all this as a part of your revision. So now what's coming next? Okay, so for the next further parts, I would like to call Sudhanshu for the same. If there is any doubt, you can post in chat box or raise your hand.
Hello guys, my name is Sudhanshu Kadam and I am the facilitator from SIES JST and I will be covering the third pathway. But before that, I will clear some of the doubts you had. So many of you were asking how a developer's profile looks exactly and what we have to enter. So Just someone confirm, is my screen visible?
Yeah, it is visible, Sudhanshu.
Yeah, so basically this is how your developer's profile will look. And as soon as you complete the courses, you will receive all the badges which you can flaunt, and you can also share this on LinkedIn and Twitter, etc. So that's the thing about developers profile. So these are some of the batches that I have earned, and so I have flaunted some of these as favorites over here. So that's it about the developers profile. Many of you had doubts like how to create a new project. So we'll open Android Studio and go into new and select new project. And like in this session, we are going to use Kotlin and Jetpack Compose. So we are going to select a empty compose activity. So we will select that and click on next. So as you can see, you can put the name of the project whatever you want over here. So I will be keeping it just as my application, and if I finish over here, so it will create a new project. So the yeah, you as you can see, you will get a default page like this. Over here you have a hello name, like in C and C++ we have hello world, you have hello name over here. So a basic project which you can erase, and you can start like whatever coding you are going to do and all that. So yeah, that's it about the this part. And also like you have the preview option over here where you can see my cursor, so you can code over here and simultaneously you can see what exactly the preview is of the particular code. Over here on the right hand side, it is refreshing, so it will take a while. You can use the split option for this. If you only want the code, you can click over here, and you only want the design, you can click over here. But I prefer using split option so I can see how my code is looking and how it is. And on the left hand side you have all the resources and everything, like if you have any image you can store it in drawable, you have your XML files over and everything over here. So that's it about Android Studio, and I will be starting with the presentation now. So yeah, today I will be covering the unit 1 pathway 3 of the uh, Android Basics with Compose course. And so yeah, so the first unit is your first Android app. So it has some introduction to Kotlin, setup of Android Studio, and building a basic layout that will be basically be your first app if you have not done it earlier. And so I'm going to be covering that. So first of all, I will just explain you the basic code about the like what all functions we have used, what all variables we have used, and then I will be showing it to you on Android Studio. If you have any doubts, please post in the chat box. I will be covering it if possible simultaneously or at the end of the session. So yeah, let's start. So any one of you have like coded in Kotlin or something like that? If yes, please put it in chat box. Yeah, so I'm getting a couple of yes. So it will be like comparatively easy session for you guys. So what exactly is Jetpack Compose? Anyone of you have idea? Like you have read anything about that earlier or something like that? Oh yeah, it looks like many of you are new to Jetpack. So Jetpack Compose is basically Android's modern toolkit for building native UI. So compared to other things in Jetpack Compose, you have to use less code and power. You have very powerful tools and intuitive Kotlin APIs. So yeah, it is the newest one in the market, which are preferred by many Android developers. And as I'm learning it, I'm also feeling that it is much easier than another ones. So today we will be using a composable function. So what exactly is a composable function? So a composable function describes some parts of the UI, no, some parts of the user interface, and like it is used to write the code below it, and it doesn't return anything. So the composable function are the fundamental building blocks of an application built with Compose. The composable can be applied to a function or a lambda to indicate that the function or lambda can be used as a part of composition to describe the transformation from application to application data. So yeah, let's start. So today I will be teaching you how to code your first app, that is the Uh, happy birthday. Like we are going to wish Sam a happy birthday and we are going to create an app for that. You can work simultaneously with me in Android Studio and try to do it as well. So first of all, as Mansi said, like in other like in C we use void main or something. In a Kotlin we use fun. So we start with the composable function and then we write fun birthday greeting with text. So this is the function where we are going to define the text of the whole app. So that is like here I have only written message is equal to string. I have stored this message somewhere else so that I don't have to write the whole thing again and again. So at the end here, as you can see, if I just put text is equal to message, the message will be displayed below. And also we can change the font size of the message. Even you can add a different font if you want to like make it more interesting and everything else. So yeah, so as I told you, I will be storing the message somewhere else. You can see as in the preview function I've stored the message that is happy birthday Sam. So if you like see and run this, so you will get the preview, default preview as happy birthday Sam, and you can simultaneously check, yeah, it's looking good. So for I have a wrote the first part of the code and it is working. So yeah, you get a satisfaction that yeah, it is working and you can go on ahead with it. Then like just by wishing him happy birthday, he doesn't know who exactly is wishing him. So we are going to add a column to it such that he will know that who is like wishing him happy birthday. So for that we are going to use the column function. You can also use the row functions like column. In column it's basically, you know what a column it is a vertical path in which you can like put your data in like several different sections in a vertical manner, and in row it is in horizontal manner. But in this we are going to use column to make our data look representable and everything. So yeah, we are planning to put our data like this so that we get happy birthday Sam and a from message below it from Emma. So here we have used the column function, so you can see it is in a column manner, the one below the other. If we don't use the column function, it will just merge into each other and it will be complete chaos. So yeah, this is the syntax for column. It's just basically the now here. First of all, in the previous one I just use a message that is happy birthday Sam. But here I will be also using from message, exactly from whom it is. So the second part of it is from Emma. So I named it as from and I have stored it somewhere so that I don't have to write it again and again. And this is basically the syntax for column. So yeah, so if you have to put this in a column, you have to write this at two separate text box. So in the first text you have the text which is message and font size, and you have closed the bracket, and below that you have written another text that is the from message, and you have set the font size everything and you have closed the bracket. If you don't close the bracket again, the both of the paths will both of the functions will merge and it will look very bad. So that's it about column. So as I told you earlier, I stored the happy birthday Sam as the message and from Emma. So that will be my from message. So if you run this and see it in the default preview, it will show you like this. So that's it about the text. Now, like if we display only this much, it will not be as satisfying as it was earlier. So let's put an image into it, bring a little attractiveness to the project, let it be more presentable. So yeah, let's start with the image process. So basically, this is like I told you earlier, this is what your resource folder look like. So you have all the resources that you need for uh, like running a project or and as I told earlier, so this is the part I will show it in Android Studio. So yeah, basically this is the part where all your resources are stored. And as you can see now, we have to add an image in it. So what exactly we have to do if we have to do add an image, we will go into resources, then we will go into drawable and we will copy the image that we have to uh, like add to our project or something like that, and we are going to just paste it over here. So as you can see, I have named my image Android Party. So like it is basically something to do with party and also a name like that. And here you have like we have the image over here, so it will be stored in your resources folder. Now we just have to load it in our project so that it will be visible and everything. Yeah, so this is about resources. So this is how we are going to access the resource. This is the syntax about that. So what exactly is R? R is a auto-generated R class which is used to define the image and all. Drawable is the location of the folder where your image is stored so that it knows the path where your image is stored and it can access it. And Android Party is basically the name of your file, which like name of your image which you want to load and all. So yeah, let's start with the loading the image. So I have like it is basically a composable function, then fun birthday greeting with image. So like I have to load the image over here. So I name this function birthday greeting with image. So if I move on, so now val image, like Mansi said earlier, val is a variable where you know the value is not going to change. As for image, like it is set, it is not going to change. Like after 5 minutes, I want some like it is not going to change anything. So we are going to use val image painter resource and ID. So ID is the basically the ID of the image that you want to load. And as I told you earlier, for accessing the resource we have to write it as art.drawable.android party. So if you put this, then you will get to load the image. Now like we have load the image, so now we have to just place it. So we will write image bracket painter is equal to, so what exactly we want to paint. So we have defined value of image, that is your image of the Android party. So we will just write image is equal to, sorry, painter is equal to image, so it will load the image that we have posted. And in content description, like I have put null over here, but you can give a little description of your image, like here the image is something, it has a cupcake in between and the background is a little greenish with candles and caps. And so you can put if you want, but it just increases the length of your code. If you put null also it works, it doesn't change anything. So yeah, so basically after that you will get your image like this. But if you run it in an app, you will see the image is not completely fitted in the screen and it doesn't look good. So what we are going to do is, like, main part of our project is complete, just we have to make it a little more presentable so that we can show it and gift it to Sam as a birthday present and wish him and all. So let's go towards make final part of our project where we are going to make it a little presentable. So here, first of all, we are changing the image part. So we have used two functions over here. First one is the box function. So what the box function does is it fits the image in a square box such that it will be able to fit in the screen properly in a box manner. Second, we have used the modifier function. Now, what exactly is the modifier function? In modifier function, we can modify the image. So what we have done over here is we have modified the image such a way that we maximize its height and maximize its width so that it is stretched to the maximum and it can fit our screen completely. And the last one is content scale. This we have used to crop. Now if we extend it, some parts of the image can go beyond your screen. So if it doesn't fit, then again it is a mess. So what we did, we used the crop function. So it cropped our image such a way so that it is aligned in the center and fits our rectangular screen perfectly. So now we are going to do the same about text. Now as you can see over here, like the text is in the side, it is not looking good. So what we are going to do over here is, first of all, we stretched it to the max width, and then what we did in wrap content with, we aligned the message in the center of the page so that it looks good, and we gave it a little padding. Now what is padding? Padding is used to define the gap between uh, the previous one and previous section. So for the first message, it is going to be the top of the app. So as you can see over here, we created a padding over here between the top and the message happy birthday Sam. So similarly, we created a padding for the message happy birthday Sam and from Emma. So as you can see over here, we have a particular distance, so it is looking good, because in previous one it didn't have much distance and it was not looking as good as it is looking now. So that's it about the code of the project. Now I will show you the project in Android Studio. So as you can see, I told you you can see the preview of your project over here. So this is the preview. So as we go on coding, you will be able to see your preview over here. And first of all, I will start with the text. First of all, I will start with the text function. So yeah, so this here I have used like fun happy birthday greeting with text message string. From string you can see I have stored the message over here. Message is equal to happy birthday Sam and from is equal to Emma. So that's it. Again, we use the column function over here. We have defined the text. Text is equal to message, its font size. We have used the modifier function to maximize its width, align it to the center. Then padding, we did the same for the from message. Now again, we have the happy birthday greeting with image. Here we defined the box part. Then we use defined the painter is equal to image, content description is equal to null. Then we used modifier to maximize the size and width of the image, and we use the crop function. So that's it about the code. Now I will run it for you. Just a sec, it is taking a little time to connect the emulator. Yeah, so this is how your emulator will look. So if you, I will just stretch it. So I have connected Pixel 3a to I have chose a Pixel 3a as my emulator. So it is just basically like your mobile phone. So as you can see, this is the Happy Birthday app. So if I open it, so sorry, this is the previous one. So just a sec, the Gradle is building. Yeah, so this is how you run your project. You have the option of running your app over here. So first you open the device manager, and then you will get a option on which device you have to run. You can add other devices and all over here. So after that, just click on run your app and it will automatically open your app. So as you can see, this is the first app that we have created in today's session. And that's it from my side. If you have any doubts, you can post it in the chat box so that we will clear it. And thank you for attending the session. Hope to see the same energy and the same people in the next session. You can also tell your friends about it and ask them to join the session. So yeah, that's it from my side. Bye everyone.